Hello. So, this is just more Raccoon
Finally my
fights
turn,
in the new
huh?
Sleeveless tournament, which is kind of weird since he still kind of has his sleeves, but whatever. I was honestly considering using Nail for most of the tournament since I haven't used him in forever, and I used to main him back in my day,
Raccoon will begin
the
your
old
course!
man. But I know Evil Flight Strike got buffed, so it's basically a counter move now because it has iframes. And then, if you hit with that and Namek Finger, it's just, you can kind of abuse it, which is good. Not for Namekian CACs, but for now, since he really has almost nothing going for him, I'm fine with that. He has the two moves, and his one combo that's basically just an infinite juggle. Granted, I think they regain stamina pretty fast, but you can kind of get out of it fast yourself, kind of like the Earthling, like XY, or I guess square triangle. I'm playing on PlayStation, but it's kind of similar to that, to how easily you can get out of it, and then just gives you so much more maneuverability with Nail, especially since like 2 or 3 of his combos have those animations that he's stuck in, like Future Gohan. So that's usually what you want to do. But Raccoon, oh my god. I don't know why more people don't use him. I know his stats are kind of bad, but in the tournament, like, I think I'm the only Raccoon I've seen so far. Like, seriously. But I don't know why people don't use Raccoon more. Like, his stats are pretty bad, yeah, and he's got bad stamina, but, like, other than that, he has good moves, and, like, you think he'd be slow, but he's really not slow. Like, the first 2 hits of his combos are actually kind of fast, and since he's so big, they have a lot of... their hitbox is big, too. Like, I genuinely believe that if Raccoon had a custom CAC, it would be overpowered as fuck. Like, no, no lie. God, I love Raccoon. And, one of the things I wanted to say is, like, most of
Finally
the
my
fights
turn, huh?
that I've lost is usually due to just bad connection or like people just being cheesy. Like with Broly, 90% of my losses in this tournament have been to a fucking tryhard / cheesy Broly that just used his only good combo, but you can abuse it, and his 2 grab moves. And then so yeah, I either fight a tryhard Broly or a laggy one that spams block, since since they buff blocking to where you don't actually need skill to get them. It's just been a nuisance. It's just a nuisance, especially on Broly, because not only does he have 2 grabs, but he has 2 grabs with immense range. So that, alongside just spamming perfect blocks, just makes Broly extra scary. Like other characters, you can kind of get around it with like grabbing or just stalling them out. But like most Brolys, like the ones that spam perfect blocks on him, are actually terrifying. Like whether it's DB Super Broly or DBZ Broly, like they're both scary as all heck.
Don't get in my way!
And I definitely say he's the best character in this tournament. And by best, I mean just the one you can abuse the most mechanics with. Like, Gogeta's always been good, but since it's the regular one and not the custom one, his moves are ass. He has one okay move, and you have to charge that up. And then his ultimate attacks. And then... Super Saiyan Gogeta. He's still pretty good, but usually my fights with him aren't that bad. Like the only time I lose to Super Gogeta in this tournament is people that are actually genuinely better than me, or just like spamming key blast assist, which like is not as bad as some other things. But if that's all you do to get close to your enemy, I'm just not a fan because it's so easy. But I should talk more about Raccoon. If you want, like, on how to Raccoon, I will teach you. I will tell you how to Raccoon, and Raccoon well. Granted, some of these fights aren't that great since literally the last time I played this game was like a month and a half ago.
Nice, that's pretty
But,
good.
you know, I saw a tournament, and tournaments are usually fun until they're not, and you encounter the people who have the points because they're either...
Nice, that's pretty
Like, I hate to
good.
say it, but the game nowadays, most of the people aren't good, they just abuse the mechanics. Most of the good players already left because this game kinda sucks. Oh my
Nice, that's
god.
pretty good.
But, you know, I think the fights that you do get that are good are worth it. But Raccoon also has a lot. Another reason why I'm shocked Raccoon doesn't see more play is he has some things you can abuse with him too. Like, straight up. I just don't understand why more people don't use them. If you're on a small map, like this tournament for example, and you're able to grab them near one of the invisible boundaries, you can stamina break from that. Like every time. And I don't think they can get out of it, because they're trapped in a falling animation. I might be wrong, but I don't think they can get out of it. And then, staying on stamina breaks, the film actually has like 3 of them he can do. Most people only know 1. But yeah, you can do it if you're on an invisible boundary on a map, and you're like facing it. You can do his 5 combo 3 triangles, but right when you teleport is when you want to do the heavy stamina break, because if you don't time it right, it will miss. But I've gotten it to hit online multiple times, but you have to time it right. It's not as time-centric as some other stamina breaks, but like it is definitely possible. He has another stamina break, but you kind of have to be, I think you got to start from like mid or the top of the map, because it's just this full square combo, but he does 2 like dashes, but if you start from the top of the map, both the dashes should put the opponent closer and closer to the ground to where you can actually hit with a stamina break. And then the other one is actually kind of weird, since you have to be behind them, otherwise they can block it. But if you're like behind their character and you're able to hit it, it should work every time. Like, it's the, I think, 5 squares and 1 triangle light stamina break. But you have to be behind them, as I keep reiterating. Otherwise they can block it. But like, this particular set of Raccoon is definitely the best Raccoon, because this, I think his key blasts are just ever so slightly better, but that's not the reason why he's better. It's because his moves are so much better. Like, what's it called? Energy wave combo. Energy wave combo. Sometimes you can just literally throw that out and get just free damage off that and get people off you. Like, because it's so fast. And then if you charge it, it does a lot of damage. Raccoon kick. Like, it's just, if you knock someone away, you can almost guarantee hit someone with it every time. It's just a good knock away super. You know? And then, of course, it increases your basic attack for a little bit, so... it's not a crazy boost, but it's there. Plus, Raccoon Kick is, I think, his most disrespectful move, other than his ultimate, because not only is it not a kick, it's a flying knee, and he dabs at the end.
Raccoon of the Ginyu Force.
I love Raccoon Kick. And then Mighty Explosive Wave. It has been nerfed from its original inception, but it's still pretty useful. You can use it to just, if you don't knock the person away, you can use it to extend a combo. And then sometimes if you just time it right, like you can kind of almost use it as a back hit. So I think it's pretty well worth it. And then because it stuns them for a little bit, I think they can immediately go into a grab. And Raccoon, like, that's okay, but Raccoon's grab, not only is it disrespectful, it's actually really good. I already told you about the broken mechanic with it earlier, that if you're against a visible boundary, you can stamina break with it. But another thing is that if you're close to a wall or something like that, you can actually use a super move after it. So, like, I think the only one that will hit is Energy Wave Combo, but you can just throw that, like, a quick one out right after the grab for, like, a free 3,000 damage, which is nothing to scoff at, especially if it's free. Another thing And you don't even need to be against a wall for this with his grab. You can immediately boost dash to your opponent. So if I wanted to, I could just grab, boost dash for like another 100 damage and do an energy wave combo. Or you can just boost dash, and I believe you can still fly up to them with at least a strong hit knock away, or like actually do a combo. But I'm sure if Raccoon had a custom and more options, his grab would be even scarier than it already is. Also, his grab just lets him get off fighting pose. What's F? No, that's skin use. Whatever his fighting pose is. Is it fighting pose F? I don't remember. Which doesn't last very long. Or fighting pose K. But if you know what you're doing, or if your opponent doesn't know what to do, and it's good, because you can just get out of shit. And then they'll waste stamina. It doesn't last very long. It only lasts like, I think, 12 seconds, maybe 15. But, you know, it's fun. Raccoon's fun, I'm sorry. I'll admit it, he's fun. And then I think he has a combo where he doesn't even need the stamina break in order to hit with like a racer gun and his ultimate move. Because it's like a hard knockdown. I don't quite remember it, but like, more people can use recruitment. I'm shocked that more people don't. I don't even remember this fight. I think this is the first Bardock I encountered in the tournament. But luckily, he wasn't being a butthead, so it didn't go poorly. Do you think more people would be using Bardock in this tournament? Like, even if, I'm not sure which sets you're allowed to use, but Bardock is always a good character, and I've only seen like 2.
Finally my turn, huh?
Like, I've seen, like, both Gogeta's, Beerus, like, more than I've seen Bardock, which is weird, because I feel like in this tournament, Bardock is either as good as Super Gogeta, or just straight up better. Not stat-wise, but just, he's just has a better neutral game and stuff, you know, and he's quicker. I think something I've noticed with my fights is that I get worse the longer I fight for, which I guess makes sense, but like, I literally had almost, like, what, 7 fights in a row where I didn't lose, and then once I lose once, I lose like the next 4 matches. But I also feel like some of my losses are justified just because 90% of them are try-hard Brolys that spam grabs and blocks like that guy. He just did it 3 times. You saw that, right? I think this match... Yeah, this is the match I'm thinking of. This Broly is a butthead and will literally only like block spam or grab. So I decided midway through that if he's gonna beat me, I'm not gonna let him have fun. So I'm just timer stalling. And I think this fight I actually end up winning. Now, for some people that have hard times fighting Brolys like I do, what I've noticed works against some of the grab spammers is just sidestepping backwards. Not to the side, not forward, because then the grab will hit you. But if you time it right and just backstep backwards, sometimes the grab will miss, despite Broly's grab in particular being broken.
Something special.
What's the matter?
Don't get in my way.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure I probably should have sped this part up. I'm sorry. You can probably skip to the end of this fight, but like, I think I win, and I wasn't even trying to win at first, because I'm like, I'm not having fun with this match. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make him not have fun with this match too.
Not bad.
And I think I succeeded, since I actually beat him.
Your life is mine.
I know it's looking pretty rough, but I think in this match, I actually show you that you can like hit with a boost dash right after a grab and stuff too, and they don't need to be next to an invisible wall. But yeah, Raccoon's grab is too good, and I love it. Like, I was just imagining if he had like any sort of like combo finisher super that tracks, it would just fucking hit after the
Nice,
grab.
that's
I'm
pretty good.
100% sure, maybe 92% sure. It's not the most thrilling, but Broly
Nice, that's pretty good.
grab spamming and block spammers aren't a thrilling match either, so you kind of have to fight boring with boring.
Nice, that's pretty good.
Like, I'd rather the one that abuses his one good combo, but that combo is so good, you know? I think it's the square triangle with Broly. It's quick, it has good tracking, and it's like, I'm not sure if it's a hard knockdown, but it is definitely a knockdown, which he can follow up with his explosive Ki Blast. But yeah, see. Win, baby! How do you like your own medicine, dude? Oh, another Bardock. I don't remember this fight. I'm gonna be honest. I do not remember this fight at
Resume
all.
of the Ginyu Punch. Huh.
Sorry. Something I noticed that I'm poor at is sometimes I'll try to like sidestep around the person, but then I'll like do it wrong and I'll just go like sideways and still get hit by something. So I need to work on that. That's for sure. I also do like a lot of, I'll fly up to him and then I'll side vanish just to like buke him out, but then I end up looking the wrong way. I'm not sure if that's me or the game. I'm pretty sure it's me, so I need to work on that too. But like, I don't play this game enough to try to get better, really. Like, I notice it, but I don't change how I play, even though that would probably help me immensely. Oh, and there's a good example why energy wave combo is good. You can literally just throw it out sometimes, and it works. Damn. Explosive wave. That's a good one. You can use it as a back hit sometimes, but you know, if you don't time it right, like with everything, since they basically nerfs back hits by giving people more iframes after you teleport, they can literally teleport and perfect block immediately, and so they can still perfect block explosive wave. So you kind of have to gauge your opponent on how often you should use it as a back hit, if at all.
Why so
But
serious?
even if you don't use it back hit, like we're going to back it, it's like it's okay. It's not bad. Nothing crazy. It's decently quick and he's big, so it's okay. I've actually seen a decent amount of nails too, which makes me happy, since most of the people who've been using nail are actually good at, like, maybe not good, I don't know. Most of the people I've seen use nail are actually decent at the game and don't abuse shit. You'll see that I basically get hit by Mystic Flash like every time because I'm just like, just getting tired of the tournament kinda. Also, I'm just bad at the game. But I say that, but I think my only losses are really, like, there was like maybe 2 in the whole tournament that I think that were genuinely better at the game than I was. The other 2, like the other few, were just people who like to use less spam, which I do it sometimes too, but people who do it constantly, like, I just hate fighting them. It isn't fun for me. And then the others are laggy Brolys or cheesy Brolys. That's most of my losses right there. Is Broly. No matter what thing he's in, which form, he's annoying. In the very least. Oh, something else I want to talk about is, like, literally,
my turn, huh?
like, you cannot trust the colored bars at the beginning before the match of your opponent, because half of the time, if it's a perfect green bar, I feel like I'm fighting a 2 or 1 bar connection. And I know that might just sound like me making excuses, but literally the last match in this is a 1 bar connection that I could actually hit more than some of the green bar connections in this and last video, which is insane. Granted, I don't think it was very good, but he wasn't walking out of my combos, and there wasn't like 18 false hit confirms. Like seriously, I just don't trust the bar connections that Xenoverse presents, because people either mess with them or the game's just bad and lies to you. I don't know. I think I lose this night. I think the next like 3 or 4 fights I lose. Oh, that, see, it wasn't, that was sus right there, right? That's not just me. Maybe, but I don't think there's anything else weird in this fight. I think I just lose because Broly. And I want to say he hits the air and somehow connects with me, but I feel like not only is Broly just big, but they probably gave him a little extra hitbox because he's Broly and he's big, even though I don't think he needs it at all. But you see, like, people, if they're using Broly, they're going to use that one combo that they can just keep doing forever, or they're going to spam grabs. See? It's just annoying. He literally punched my butt. Fucking gross. Fucking, why are you punching my butt? I mean, if you're into it, it's fine, but like, but it's Raccoon's butt though. Like, why, bruh? Why, bruh? I think I lose this fight. I'm pretty sure this is the one Super Gogeta fight I lost. And I don't think he was cheesy, but I do think there was a lot of, I think before anything he did, it was a side vanish key blast, you know, like that he always threw out the key blast. Oh, and he just did 2 blocks right there, so maybe he was a little cheesy, I don't know. But I also didn't play well in this fight because I think this is like, what, an hour into the tournament or something. And like all the Brolys I've fought, all like 2 or 3 of them, really just makes my brain turn off. But yeah, I cut it off there because I lost, obviously. I ate shit that fight. And because I was mad, so I pressed the button too early. This is the only Champa I encountered. And you know, if you encounter a character that no one uses, you should have the fear of God in your side, because that means they know how to use the character. And I think this fight was pretty good, pretty close, but at the end, I think he literally spammed like consecutive key blasts like 3 times in a row. And I couldn't really position myself to get out of it. So unfortunate. But I'd rather this fight over any of the Broly fights I've had. Because at least it went relatively quickly and it felt like I was doing something. Another problem I have is I noticed that if they're not being aggressive, I need to stop just flying to them. Because clearly that's what he wants me to do. I just needed, like I said earlier, fight boring with boring. So I noticed that he will not usually throw the first punch. But I wish I noticed that during the fight, then right after. Because then I think I would have won the fight otherwise. If I just like let him walk to me. Or waste his key blast. You know? His key bars, I mean. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, it's my pops. Yeah, it's my pops. Give my brother his hoodie. Oh, that was also something I wasn't expecting either. I didn't know Champa could do that with a fully charged sledgehammer. So honestly, I'm not too mad about losing this fight because like that was cool. I learned something. That was really cool. But then, like I said, like he just spams it like 4 times in a row. Like ugh, ugh, ugh.
Why you?
Sorry, Raccoon. I should have done better. Is this
Finally
the...
my turn, huh?
I don't think I let you guys see it for too long, but I think this is the red bar connection, like the 1 bar connection, to where, like, I didn't notice any lag shenanigans, which is weird, because you'd think that if he has a 1 bar connection, that he would have the worst connection in the world, but it wasn't bad. But yet, like, half of the, like, perfect green bars I fought in this tournament, like, they're just walking out of combos, teleporting across the map sometimes. So many false hit confirms or clashes. So I just don't trust the universe no more. I never trusted it, but I don't trust the bar connection thing that it shows you. Because clearly it lies. Or people just suck and they fuck with it. Granted, like I said, he's a 1 bar connection, but like, I don't think he's very good. So maybe that's why it was a lot easier for me. But like, with a 1 bar connection, you think that Stamina Break wouldn't have hit? I'm not complaining, but it's just like weird how I've done it to him, yet the green bars, that would fail.
Nice, that's pretty good.
Oh yeah, see? Another reason why you should, if you're gonna use Raccoon, and if you're gonna grab, fucking make sure it's the small maps. There you go. Raccoon tip.